what's happening, my amazing traders? Welcome again back to another weekly analysis session. So in today, guys, I'm going to be breaking down a few pairs and trading opportunities we can take advantage of this new week. So unfortunately, guys, you guys might not be able to see my face due to the fact that I have a camera issue. So that's going to be an entrance. So let's just get it over and done with. So today, guys, I'm going to start with BTC USD, as you guys can see on my screen. Oh my God. As you guys can see on my screen, I will start here with BTC USD. Over the past few weeks, I've been breaking down Bitcoin, and we have been projecting Bitcoin overall target to $210,000. So let's first go on the monthly time frame and see what exactly is happening on BTC. All right, let me expand my chart. Okay. So right now, you guys can see on Bitcoin that Bitcoin on a monthly time frame, the trend is what is bullish. The trend is bullish. You can see higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and this is a potential what higher high. All right, guys. So right now on Bitcoin, I'm seeing Bitcoin making a very, very sweet move that I want us to do. That I want us to take advantage of. As you guys know, the market moves from zone to zone. Once the market takes us from this zone, it's either breaks above it or comes back to the next zone. And if it breaks above it, it's heading all the way to the next zone. So the market moves from zone to zone. And now that the market has taken off from this zone, we know that our next target was all the way at this other zone, all the way at $210,000. That's how I predicted that the market is going to get to $210,000. But in between these movements, we know that Bitcoin might do a little bit of rigmarole, which is going to give us our entry. Okay, which is going to give us our entry. So let's go to weekly time frame to see what's exactly happening on Bitcoin. So on the weekly time frame, Bitcoin is stalling, like it is stalling at the minus 0.2 Fibonacci retracement level. Let me explain something to you guys. Let me delete all this. So right now, Bitcoin has refused to break above of this resistance. Let me explain something better to you guys. So see something now. If we take our Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high, you can see that when Bitcoin rallied all the way up, pulled back into our Fibonacci level. I don't know if you guys can see it. Pulled back into our Fibonacci level before rallying all the way to our minus 0.27 retracement. Okay, now let's mark this our minus 0.27 retracement level. Let's mark it like this. All right. Now let's delete this Fibonacci. Now the market might take a while to break above this minus 0.2 Fibonacci level, and until the market breaks above this minus 0.2 Fibonacci level like this, it won't be advisable for anybody to be taking any buy trades on BTC. Okay, because even right now, I was expecting Bitcoin to pull back into this $109,000 before rallying all the way up. Okay, but Bitcoin has refused to do that. But we might still see Bitcoin doing that in the coming weeks. Okay, now for us to have a good trading opportunity on Bitcoin, I will say that if we can have a weekly candle break above this resistance, let me draw the resistance for you guys. So if you can have a weekly candle break above this resistance, a weekly candle break and close above this resistance, then I'll be looking to do what? Looking to go long. Okay, I'll be looking to go for a buy trade. Okay, but right now I'm not advising anybody to go for a sell trade on Bitcoin because the overall trend is bullish. Okay, the overall trend is bullish. So Bitcoin right now is a very dangerous place to trade, and I won't advise anybody to trade Bitcoin for now. Okay, I won't advise anybody to trade Bitcoin for now. So until we see a weekly candle break and close above this yellow bar, before we start looking for any buy trades on Bitcoin. So that's it for Bitcoin. The number next I'm going to speak about is GBPCAD, GBPCAD. All right. Yeah, so let's go to a monthly time frame again. Let's go to a monthly time frame. Let's find my charts. Okay. Let me delete all this level. Let me delete all these guys. Okay. All right. So in my last weekly analysis, I spoke about GBPCAD and my reason for entering GBPCAD. Okay, and I said that GBPCAD has been bearish for a very long time, and now we have seen a reversal pattern, being that we've seen multiple rejection at this key level. We've seen multiple rejection at this key level, which signifies that the market has failed to break below this key level. and it has bounced off of it and starts forming a reversal. Okay, now it's just for us to take advantage of this movement. And I also said on that last video that we might not be so confident that GBPCAD is about to reverse all the way to the upside until we do what? Until we break above this overall trend line that has been holding it since 1998, I think. So until we break above this key level and close above it, that is when we can stand our ground and say that, okay, fine, GBPCAD is what is bullish. Okay, even with that, we know that okay, for us to even we have to still get there. So even between the current move right now and getting there is still a long move. Okay, so you guys get the vibe. You guys get exactly what I'm trying to say here. So we are still what? We are still bullish for now. We are still temporarily bullish unless we break above this overall trend line. Okay. Now let's go to a weekly time frame. Let me refine it for you guys. Let's get to a weekly time frame. All right, you guys can see on a weekly time frame. I said earlier, what's this, guys? So you guys can see on a weekly time frame, the market is doing what? It's forming higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and what? Higher lows. Now we're looking at the market doing what? Creating another higher high, creating another higher high. Of course, in between here, we'll still look forward buying opportunity. And if you guys want to take, because I might not be here to give trades every single week. So if you guys want to take advantage of all these trades, please click on the Telegram link in the description of this particular video. So you guys can do what? Join my Telegram channel. So let's go to a daily time frame to see exactly what's happening over here. All right. All right. So on a daily time frame, you guys can see, let me hide this guy. As you guys can see, I have a position on GBPCAD. Let me hide it. All right. So on a daily time frame, you guys can see that what the market took off like crazy. It's really took off. I put this horizontal line here because I was expecting GBPCAD. I was expecting GBPCAD to get to this horizontal. Sorry. I was expecting GBPCAD to get to this what? To get to this horizontal bar and give us a slight pullback before we do what? Start running up, so I can look for more buying entries here. But GBPCAD has refused to do that. So what I'm now anticipating on GBPCAD is that GBPCAD might be looking to pull back into our 50 fib. So this is looking like what is going to happen on GBPCAD. GBPCAD is looking like it's rallied up. We're going to pull back into 50 fib somewhere around here before we continue our move. So that's my own thoughts on GBPCAD. So GBPCAD, we can see a slight pullback and we can see a counter trend line, a decent counter trend line formation. You guys know I will call this for you on my Telegram channel. So that's for GBPCAD. We're still heading up. Once we break above this key level, we're for next key level until we touch this overall trend line. So yeah, the move is still big, the gap is still wide. Let me see another pair I can speak about. Now GBPCHF, which is the guy I actually want to, which is the guy I want to speak about today. Okay. So now GBPCHF, I have been calling this guy even maybe like for a year now. I've been calling this guy for a year now. I took a break from it, but even with that, I know GBPCHF, I know the ins and outs of it. Now let me expand my chart. Now, let me go to a monthly time frame. So here you guys can see GBPCHF. You guys can see there's nobody that needs to tell you it has been what? Bearish. It has been bearish. Okay. Now GBPCHF came all the way down to it was close to parity. And what is parity? Parity simply means when the two currencies involved, which is the British pound and the Swiss francs, are equivalent to the same value. What do I mean by that? When GBPCHF comes all the way down towards 1.0, that means parity. So GBPCHF was literally close to parity before we can see this reversal. Now this is looking like a double bottom. If a double bottom formation, I explained all these things on my previous video, my previous weekly analysis video. So if you have not watched it, please go ahead and watch it. So this is looking like a double bottom, and this is the neckline. This particular yellow bar is the neckline. Okay, so this particular yellow bar is the neckline. Now, a double bottom is not valid unless we break above what? Above the neckline. So unless we break above the neckline, the double bottom is not valid. And for us to even get to the point of breaking above the neckline, the market has to do what? The market has to get at least all the way up here. Okay, we want to see whether the market is going to break above the neckline, it's going to reject below the neckline. So this particular move from here all the way to the neckline is what we are looking to trade right now. Okay, so let's come to a weekly time frame to see. Now, many of the trades I'm going to be calling on all this GBP. we are literally going against the trend, but to some certain extent, okay, we are not completely going against the trend, okay, but we are going against the trend to some certain extent. Now, on the weekly time frame, you guys can see it clearly. You guys can see it clearly that what GBPCHF is respecting this horizontal line I drew here. You can see it previously. GBPCHF came here, tested it here, tested it here, tested it here, tested it here, came to test it here, came to test it here. Now it's testing it again. So just to tell you that the place I drew this horizontal line is a significant point of GBPCHF. The price movement of GBPCHF. This is a significant point in the price. Okay, now let's get to a daily time frame. Let's get to a daily time frame. So actually, I had two sell positions on GBPCHF, like temporary. You know what? We are heading. Like our goal is to head all the way here. Just for now, we might still break higher and keep buying. Okay, but just for now, our goal is all the way here. Okay, but even in between this big move, in between this long move, we have to see what we are going to see pullbacks. Like, I mean, like this: market to go up, market to pull back, market to go up, market to pull back. Like, you get what I'm trying to say. So this is I had this. I wanted to trade that pullback. When was that? I think I wanted to trade that pullback a few days ago. So this was my position. Let me open my position for you guys. So this was my sell position. So I had to sell position. Though now they are now invalid. So let me just close them. It's not that my stop loss was it. It was because the spread of my how will I put it? The spread of my how will I explain this thing? Like the place the the oh my god. So you guys get what I'm saying? Like the prop firm that is executing my trades for me, their spread in the midnight was too wide, so the spread ended up making my stop loss hit even before my stop loss got hit. I don't know if I can explain that very well. I explained it, I spoke about spread in my previous webinar, my YouTube webinar, where I speak about basics of forex. So if you don't know what spread is, just go ahead and watch. I think that should be volume 6. That should be volume 6. Where I spoke about forex terms, or volume 5. Where I spoke about forex term and I spoke about spread. So now I'm talking about on GBPCHF right now. I feel like GBPCHF is gonna pull back all the way to this previous resistance, now support. GBPCHF is gonna pull back all the way here before we start seeing any movement up. So even this pullback, I'm looking to jump on this pullback, and I'm definitely going to jump on this pullback because I was on this pullback before I got stopped out because of spreads. So I'm going to still jump on this pullback. Immediately I finish recording this video, I'll jump on this pullback. Then, you know what I'm trying to say? Then we'll rally it all the way down here. Then even when we get here, when we start seeing buying momentum, we're going to start buying GBPCHF. So yeah, and just to put the pin on the just to step the pin on the head, just to how do I put it to articulate exactly what I spoke about now. This is a Fibonacci play. You can see it from A to B to C to D. Okay, so I'm gonna add this place as one of my profit taking targets. I'm gonna add this place as one of my profit taking targets. Yeah. So in between this move also, you guys should know that we have my profit taking before we get all the way up here, okay? Before we get all the way up here, I have my profit taking. So yeah, that's it for now. Immediately I record this video, I will start going short. Let me first see on the 4-hour time frame if there's any pullback happening right now. So I will go short immediately. I record this session, I will go short. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. And you guys know my stop loss. If I go short now, my take profit is here. My stop loss will be above this horizontal line, just slightly above it. You guys can see it was just slightly above it. So this is like a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. This is like a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So yeah, that's this for GBPCHF. Let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next. Let me talk about US oil. Let's talk about US oil because I also have a trade happening right now on US oil. Oh my god. Okay, let me delete this. So now let's go to a monthly time frame on US oil. But like, I like to break down my charts. I like to break down the exact reason I'm entering a trade. Okay. All right. Cool. Let me delete this guy. Let me also do what delete this guy. Let me delete all these yellow bars, all these yellow lines too. Okay, so this is US oil on a monthly time frame. So you guys can see that US oil on a monthly time frame, you can see that is a roller coaster. Okay, is a roller coaster of charts. Okay, it could be confusing for the average newbie trader, but for me, this looks like a sideways movement for the longest period of time. Okay, BTC has not been able to break above one, let's say $150 per barrel, and has not also been able to do what, to break below, what is this week? Oh my god, this is a deadly week, guys. Ow, when was this? 2020, bro, what the hell? So BTC has not been able to break above $150 per barrel. So we're looking to do what, to just go with the flow in between these sideways movements. You guys know what I'm trying to say? You can see that BTC came all the way down here, went all the way up, came all the way down, went all the way up, came all the way down, went all the way up. No, now we're looking at BTC. The BTC is definitely pointing down now. Okay, so we're gonna look for selling opportunities in between these sideways movements. Okay, now US oil. I've been saying BTC. I think I've been saying BTC, guys. US oil. This is US oil, guys. If I've been saying BTC in the past like 1 minute, this is US oil. I'm so sorry. It's a grammatical error. Okay, let's go into US oil again now. So yeah. So as you guys can see, and as I said earlier, the market does what? All right, guys. So as I was saying, the market does what? The market moves from key level to key level, from zone to zone. Okay, the market moves from zone to zone. Okay. Now, US oil looks like it's gonna we're gonna go short. And why are we gonna go short? I'm gonna list all the criteria US oil has met very soon. Okay. Now, US oil, you guys get the vibe. Sideways movement, market move from zone to zone, and in between the sideways movements, we have to look for what? Selling opportunities. Okay. Now, let's come to a weekly time frame. A weekly time frame. Yeah, a weekly time frame. Okay, so you guys can see here that US oil came all the way up right like this, came all the way up like this. Now it has refused to break above here to give us a decent, higher, no, to give us a decent, continuation movement. But now US oil is looking like what, it is bouncing back to this next key level. Okay, since I tell you guys that market move from what, key level to key level, key level to key level. Okay, now we're pointing downwards. Now let's come to a daily time frame to show you guys exactly what's happening. Okay, all right. So now US oil. I don't want to confuse you guys. US oil looks like we're gonna still bleed. Okay, we're gonna still continue to see more of the red candles than the green candles. Why? First of all, fundamentally, President Donald Trump, the 47th president of the United States, has already stated in his promise that what, the oil prices are going to do what, are going to go down. Okay, even from the fundamental perspective, you have to know that you don't have to be buying US oil. You have to do what? You have to keep shorting it because it has been stated. Okay, so whether you like it or not, US oil prices are going to go down. Okay, so now we have to also do what, we have to go with what, the flow of the river, of the fundamental standpoint. Okay, now you can also see here that what, the Fibonacci has done what, the Fibonacci has lined up nicely. Okay, Fibonacci has lined up. This is like a to B to C. Market pull back to C. Now we're looking at doing what? We're looking at, bleeding all the way down to D. And of course, when we get to D, we're bleeding all the way down here. Okay, so like it's a very, very good standpoint here. For even from the fundamental perspective, US oil seem that what, US oil seem like it's gonna bleed. I know from our technical analysis too, it lines up with it. Okay, and why did I even put this yellow bar here? This looks like a breakout. Market has been testing this here, that has been testing this level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is the seventh test. Now this seventh test was not like a test, it was like a breakout and a retest. You get a breakout and a retest before we start pointing down. And you can see BTC, US oil is definitely what, pointing down. Okay, US oil is pointing down. Okay, Now, let me scale to a 4-hour time frame to show you guys my criteria of entry, to show you guys the reason why I enter this trade and where my standpoint view is at. Okay, now when I got into this trade, I got into this trade at the break of this counter trend line, this very tiny counter trend line like this. I got into the break of this at the break of this counter trend line. Yeah, as you guys do, my overall target is all the way down here, all the way down here. Let me put at the touch of this key level. Okay, now you guys get the vibe. So how will I be entering this trade again? If I'm to enter this trade again, how will I enter this trade again? I'll wait for what a daily candle close below this guy. I think yeah, no, below this 100% retracement. Let me show you guys the 100% retracement like this. So below this 100% retracement, you can see the daily candle can close below this 100%. You know, this is a 4-hour candle, this is a 4-hour time frame, and these are 4-hour candles. So you can't be the judge of this. Okay. So if a daily time frame can close below this yellow bar, I will place my trade at the open of the next daily candle. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I will place my trade at the open of the next daily candle. If you can see a break below and close below this yellow bar at today's daily candle close. Do you get? I don't know if you guys get what I'm trying to say here. So that is it for US oil. Daily candle close. I'll jump into another trade. And I won't be here to call this trade again for you guys because it's with my Telegram channel subscribers I'll be calling the trade for. Okay. So if you want to be a part of this long move, okay, please do well to click the link on my Telegram channel in the description. Okay, in the description. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. I'm breaking it down as simple as possible, and you guys know that I'm dedicating a lot of time to this craft, to making sure that you guys get the best trade setup possible. Okay, so you guys know we are doing what we are pointing all the way down. So with that being said, let me do a recap of exactly what I spoke about today. Okay, Bitcoin, unless we see a weekly candle close above this yellow bar, you guys get the vibe. We're gonna do what? We're gonna go long on you. So GBPCAD, as I said earlier, I'm looking at GBPCAD is gonna retest this horizontal line or the 50 fib, which is somewhere below this horizontal line. So yeah, before start looking for buying opportunities. Then GBPCHF, I'll be going short immediately after this video. You guys get the vibe. The overall target, my target is all the way down here. So if I were to enter this now, I said my SL would be a little bit above this horizontal line. My entries are all the way here. Then my targets are here. So it's like a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Then I spoke about US oil. So US oil, daily candle close, I'm jumping on this bad boy. Okay, I'm jumping on this bad boy. And you guys know your SL, your stop loss have to be at the how will I put it? You have to risk what you can afford to lose. Okay, and your stop loss have to be at a considerable point. Okay, if your stop loss is all the way down here, you know that the market will definitely hit your stop loss. Okay, but if you give the market room to do whatever it wants to do, you are at a safer distance for the market to do the rubbish it wants to do before going in your direction. Okay, so that being said, I really appreciate you guys for coming. As you guys can see, I'm dedicating a lot of time to making sure that you guys understand exactly what I was talking about. And if you guys want to stay updated to exactly what the trade is saying, come to my Telegram channel. I share my wins, I share my losses, I screenshot every damn thing. Okay, so come to my Telegram channel. The link is in the description. I really appreciate you guys for giving your time to listening to me rant for about 30 minutes. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you guys in my Telegram channel and in my next video. Peace out.